Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Karmelo Anthony, we're going to talk about day 2 because we know day 2 is a shocker. We spoke about day 1 going into the prison. Everyone want to know what it's going to be like for this young man. So I'm going to break it down and I'm going to tell you exactly what it's about. Day 1 was the intake. Day 2 is the mental torture. When your thoughts get loud within your head, but there's no noise around you. Sit back. I'm going to break down what I went to because I had to do 26 years in federal prison and I experienced just what this young man is getting ready to experience. So sit back if you want to know the real. Can't get no realer than this. Oh, yo, the reason why I do this so y'all understand, right? Let me start off with this.
Hey, what's going on, man? Murder Mook, Harlem, you know what it is, man. I just want to express how much gratitude I got for Unique, you know what I mean? I was telling him a story, telling him how I felt about, if anything was to go wrong with my career, rap-wise, if, should be slow, and I got so many opportunities to be able to do the wrong shit. When I watch Unique Mecca audio, I feel it, and I, like, to my soul, and that's keeping me farthest away from doing anything criminal. Anything criminal. He made me think straight, honestly. Made me think straight because I've been watching him for about a year, like a year now, maybe. And it just took my mind way off of that. Way off of that. From a year ago, it got rough. For a year ago,
Yeah.
and from watching this man, I just felt like you saved me. You saved me. And I just want to show my gratitude and I want to say thank you, man. Unique Mecca Audio, anything you need, brother, from me.
All right.
Anything you need, man.
All right.
All
Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
Keep it going.
You know what it is.
Keep it going.
I'm going to give you a unique twist to let you know what it's like for day 2 coming into the penal system dealing with Karmelo Anthony. So sit back and enjoy the ride. All right? Let's take a ride. All right, so that's where we at, right? Let me come up, make my appearance. Let's give Unique a round of applause. All right. Relax, y'all, relax. Thank you. We're gonna enter into the dark side of Karmelo Anthony's mind right now, right? We already know day 1 shocks you. That's how you feel. You feel shocked when you walk into prison on day 1. Day 2, it studies you. See, everybody talks about day 1, the haircut, the fingerprints, the mugshot, the clothes, the cell. But let me tell you something deeper. Day 1 is the storm. Day 2 is the silence after the storm. And that silence is dangerous because it's within your head. Because when everything gets quiet, your mind gets louder. That is when the system starts talking, not with words, with walls, with steel, with keys, with footprints, with loneliness, with the smell of regret, with the feel in your chest that says, this shit is real now. I done screwed up. That's how Karmelo Anthony's feeling. Make sure you go check out the video behind me, and I got another one you need to check out. I should have put it in here. I'll get that later. But the jewel for that is day 1 takes your image. Day 2 starts testing your mind. The first day shocks you. The second day introduces you to your consequences from your actions. The first morning is a different kind of pain. Imagine waking up and for one small second your mind forgets where you're at. You ever woke up from a dream and you stumble and you're like, whoa, where am I at? I don't know. I had them regular during my 26 years in the feds. So let me know in the comments if y'all have these dreams on the street where you wake up and you don't know where the hell you at. You know what I mean? You got to catch your bearings to realize where you at. Right, let me take a ride real quick. I'm gonna show you how I learned to master my mind, and I don't want you to have to go through what I went through to learn how to master your mind to this level. While I was in prison, I used to have beautiful dreams about my brother. I told you about my lovely brother, right? Khalif. They gave him 2 to the head and came and showed me pictures with his brains blown out, telling me that the fox hunt is over. And then someone close to me told me they had a dream that he was captured and he was like a runaway slave, and they had the chains around his wrists, his arms, his neck, and they tried to get him to stop fighting and he wouldn't stop fighting. And that's why they put him down like a rabid dog. That's how they treat you on the street. I'm not trying to have them treat you like that. That's why Unique Mecca Audio, I'm giving you the real. What I went through so you don't have to go through it. But anyway, Ron, let me ride back to my brother. I feel like talking about my brother right now. Could I ride? Could I ride? So my brother, I used to have dreams in the prison and they felt so real. We was on the beach, we was in Italy, we was in Egypt at the pyramids. These are my dreams while I was asleep. Like the Egyptians say, sleep is the next form of transformation to the next universe. And I went there with my brother. It felt so real that I jump up out my sleep. And I look around and I see I'm still trapped in a cage, doing life plus 20. And he's gone. And I'm dealing with that regret. So now I go back to sleep. And the police comes through and he taps on the door, boom, boom, boom. Show your hands. Cause I'm curled up under the blanket enjoying this dream in a fetal position, chilling in a single cell. I was in heaven. And me and my brother partying like angels flying. So when he knocked and I had to show my hands and roll over, I opened my eyes, but I learned to close my eyes back and get back to the dream. I mastered transferring to the next universe with my brother while I was in prison for 26 years, and that's a part of what helped keep me going. These are the mental tortures that's within our mind when we sitting here. So you understand. Your mind forgets where you are. Then you hear it. The doors, the count, the voices, the officers, the movement, the metal, and then it hits you. You're not home. You're in a prison cell. You're not home. You're not in your bed. You're not getting up to go outside. You're waking up in a place where freedom is no longer automatic. That first morning, your soul feels heavy because sleep did not fix it. It just made it worse. A dream did not erase it. Morning did not bring freedom. The door is still locked. Just so you understand. And I want to say that before we go any further, right? My message is just so powerful. I kind of been discouraged from the YouTube, but I'm ready to go back and I'm going to push forward, but I need y'all help. Let me explain to y'all what's going on. I done got this plaque from these people, right? Now that I done got this plaque from these people, now they say my content is too real. They said I'm not slandering enough rappers. They said I'm not up here acting like a buffoon. So they don't want to push my video. So only way to get my video out for y'all to get this message to the ones you know need to hear it is to hit the like button and put a comment. Y'all did that in the last video behind me, first day inside, and it got 20,000 views in one day because you pushed me through the algorithm that they trying to stop the real from touching the youth. This is not what they want our kids to hear. How are they gonna get sweat equity if you got Unique Mecca audio preaching like this? Or should I say, excuse me, speaking like this? Because you got all kinds of rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls that say, he said preach. They try and run with that. But hit that like button, man. Keep it moving, and don't forget, you can cop the book of Rowan Harlem at rowanharlem.com. Let me get back to your story, but I want to let you know that I need you to help get this message out. I see all the comments. I got over 600 comments on the video behind me. And they all saying this message needs to be heard. Other people need to hear it. You know, all the youth here, anyone hear this is gonna this and that. Well, only way they're gonna hear it is if you like it, comment, and definitely if you hit that hype button. You don't think this video deserves a hype? Let me get back to the story. Prison pain is waking up, right? Prison pain is waking up. You know how hard it is to wake up in a prison after you was dreaming you was free and realizing yesterday was not a nightmare, that yesterday is a part of today's reality? Sleep can rest your body, but it can't unlock your cell door. Only your dreams. That's why they say dream on, Trigger. Day 2 is when your name becomes a conversation. Now, this is where it gets real. When the case is public. When your name is already outside. When your people saw the headlines. When your people heard the story. Day 2 becomes heavier. Because there's a lot of nasty things being said about you. He poisoned the community. He stabbed an innocent young man under the tent. This is the weight that's on him. Because I've been there. And I've apologized for poisoning my community, and I'll do it again. Because inside, people talk. People whisper. People ask questions. People stare. People size you up. People want to know, who are you? What did you do? What are you charged with? What is your story? And the dangerous part is you do not control the story anymore. Social media controls it now. The outside controls it. The internet talks about you. Inside, men look directly at you, and every look feels like pressure. Every look feels like pressure. Look at the young man behind me. You think he can handle the stare of pressure? Let me give you the Unique Mecca audio jewel to that, Rob. Outside, your name trends. Inside, your name gets tested. The internet gives you attention. Prison gives you pressure. Every stare feels like a question. Day 2, Ron. Let's talk about day 2. He may feel eyes on him. Not friendly eyes, not curious eyes, prison eyes. The eyes that say, I want you. I want everything you have belong to me. Those prison eyes. Eyes that measure fear. Eyes that measure weakness. Eyes that measure silence. Eyes that ask, can he handle this pressure when I bring this cold steel to him? Eyes that ask, is he scared yet? Eyes that ask, does he know where he's even at? That is psychological warfare to the fullest. Because nobody has to touch you to make you feel surrounded. Nobody has to say anything to make your stomach turn. In that environment, a stare can feel like a sentence, a death sentence. A whisper can feel like a threat. A laugh can feel personal. A silence can feel dangerous, extremely dangerous. Let me say this, Ron. I think y'all need to get this video, right? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna try and say this in a more tasteful way, right? But I gotta keep it real because it's a gangster channel. Somebody try and get this video so that the mothers of these 2 young men could see this, so that the mother know what her son is up against while he's in there. Can't keep her blind to what's going on. That way she know when he call home and he's certain that sound a certain way on the phone, she need to tell him, baby, hold up, what's going on? Talk to me. Don't try and keep what's going on in there away from mommy. Because that's what I had to do with my mom. And Austin Metcalf's mother could see that she got her justice. Because look at the pain that this young man is going through. Y'all put in the comments, do you think that it's better to get a death penalty and get it over with, or to do life in jail? Put it in the comments. The jewel in that is, in prison, pressure does not always come loud. Sometimes it just stares at you. The loudest thing in the cell block can be silence. Now, let's talk about the mind, right? We ride. I want to ride. Y'all want to ride? Let's ride. Let's ride. The mind starts replaying the moment, right? This is the part people miss. Prison is not just bars. Prison is replay. Your mind becomes a courtroom. Your memory becomes the prosecutor. Your regret becomes the witness, and your heart becomes the judge. Don't forget, we talking about day 2 now. All right? The mind starts rewinding. What if I move different? What if I walked away? What if I stayed calm? What if I listened? What if I never showed up? What if I didn't bring that knife? What if I thought 5 seconds longer? And those questions hurt because you cannot answer them backwards. It's only moving forward now, serving that 35 years and trying to get the message out to the next youth so they don't wind up where he's at. You cannot edit a moment. After the system records it, you can't apologize to time. Time does not take apologies. Time only takes years. It took decades from me. 26 and a half years, call it 3 decades time has taken from me that I can't get back. The jewel in that is, right, regret is the only movie that plays in prison every night. You can pause a video, but you can't pause your consequences because it's going to keep moving. The cell starts getting smaller, right? This is what's going to happen, right? So you want to know what's going to happen to him. This is what's going to happen. The cell is going to start getting smaller, right? On day 1, the cell looks small. On day 2, it feels even smaller because now your thoughts are in there too, occupying a lot of space, a lot of oxygen. And when you lose oxygen, you pass out. You ever been trapped in a cell? Well, now y'all ain't been to cell. You ain't never been to jail because we got a lot of people out there. You ever had someone play with you when you was younger? And tell me my friends are sick. They ever play with you and just lock you in the closet and hold you in there and you a kid and you banging trying to get out the closet and you can't get out and then you can't breathe and they tell you it's claustrophobic and then you ready like, you know, and you panic until you ready to shut down. That's what happened when they put you in a cell for the first time if you don't know how to control your thoughts. Your fear's in there with you as well. Your shame is in there. Your mother's tears is in there. Your family's pain is in there. The victim's family is in there. The whole situation is in that cell with you. That's one crowded mother. That cell becomes crowded even when you're alone. That's what people don't understand. Prison solitude is not empty. It's full of voices, full of memories, full of questions, full of pain, full of what ifs. What if I would have walked away? That is the mental torture that this young man have to go through. Because you cannot walk away from yourself. Because everything he went through in his 19 years is in that cell with him. The jewel in that is the smallest cell is the only one inside your own mind. You can escape a crowd, but you can't escape your conscience. Your conscience is always gonna be there. His age makes the pressure even heavier. Him being 19 makes the pressure even heavier. When you're young, time feels unlimited. You think tomorrow is promised. You think your future is far away. You think one moment cannot swallow a whole life. But prison teaches different. Prison makes young people old fast. One day, you're thinking about school, friends, clothes, sports, girls, social media, and your future. The next thing you know, you're learning about count time and standing up for count and waiting to go to chow so you can eat what they want to give you. They used to give us, let's take a ride. We're going to take a ride. When I was in Victorville, California, that's where I got released from in 2020, they used to give us hamburgers, right? No lie. Hamburgers about this size. They gave us a hamburger this big. I don't know where the hell they got this little hamburger from. It must have been a pigeon burger. But they gave us hamburgers that big and 2 cold slices of bread and like 4, if you're lucky, 5 cold French fries out the refrigerator. And some cold ketchup that was like ice to put on that little hamburger. Do you know that when I got released from prison and my lawyer picked me up and they asked me where did I want to go, they wanted to take me to the big seafood restaurant because I was out in Cali. I said, nah, I want to go to McDonald's, dog. I got to get a burger. After eating them joints for 20-something years, I said, yo, I just want to go get a double quarter pounder with cheese. But you see how crazy this is? And I ain't gonna lie, that was the best meal I ever had, was my first quarter pounder after 26 years. Send this to McDonald's, let them know I want to check, but it's facts. You know what I mean? So somebody connect me with McDonald's. Let's get this thing going, right? I'm talking about, forget chow time, what about count time? What about court dates? You got to fill out a phone list now. You got to get commissary money. You got to call mommy for money every week when it's commissary to ask for something and play that for the next 35 years. What about visitation? Begging mommy to come when mommy tired and sick and can't deal with it no more mentally and just want to lay down this weekend. But you really need to get out yourself. That's how we used to be on our girls. Our girl worked all week, worked 2 jobs in order to get you what you wanted in the prison and to pay her bills and take care of the kids. Take care of you, the kids, and everything else. Picked you up as another, what they call dependent. And then the weekend comes and she says, baby, I'm tired. I don't feel like coming. And it crushes his soul because he looks so forward to that. Now, a young life gets forced into an old man's reality, right? His life got forced into my reality. And I'm trying to prevent y'all and the youth around, so hit the like button so we can get out there, hit the comments, hit the hype, do what you need to do, you know? Let's get the message out there. Don't just keep it to yourself. I know you ain't selfish. The street would make you feel grown until the system treats you like property. Like sweat equity. Remember that one? Youth is not protection. A bad decision does not care how young you are. People will try to read his fear. Inside, everybody watches every body language. That body language tells it all. How you walk, how you talk, how you look around, how you answer questions, how much you explaining yourself. How quiet you get, how fast you react. People study fear because prison is a place where some men test energy. Not always physically, sometimes mentally. They test your mouth. They test your patience. They test your nerves. They test whether you understand. This is not the hallway at school anymore. This is not the comment section on social media. This is not the street corner you hung on. This is a controlled environment with uncontrolled emotions. And when I say controlled environment, I mean they tell you when to eat, when to sleep, when to use the bathroom. I was in a prison. We ride, man. Y'all like to ride? Y'all like to ride? I'm gonna tell you about a prison up called Raybrook, right? Go check out my prison story. I'm gonna start doing my prison stories again. I'm enjoying that. But I just had a little flashback. See, y'all done took me back in the prison when I tried to get out the prison. But I was in California, Raybrook, New York, up there by the Mohawk Mountains, up by Canada. That's where they had me at, right? It was like 10 below zero over there. Sometimes it felt like 20, 30 below. Nigga don't know what that 30 below feel like. I just know my ass was cold, you know? And they got me in a cold cell, floor flooding with water on it when I used the bathroom. Because the water's on the floor, right? And the water freezes up. So you step on it with your flip-flops. Maybe this is why I can't stand flip-flops. So you step on the floor with the flip-flops because the floor done turned to ice. And then now you got to sit on the toilet and you're used to taking your flip-flops and putting them on the toilet seat to sit down so you don't have to sit on that cold steel. But now you need your flip-flops for your feet. Your towel is wet and frozen. So you got to sit on your cold flip-flops and have your feet on the floor. Pick your feet all up off the floor when they start getting too cold and you still sitting down trying to use the bathroom. That's how you want to live? But the moral of that story, what I'm telling you is when you use the bathroom, you couldn't flush the toilet. You had to wait till the officer make rounds and ask anybody watching this if there was ever in Raybrook, FCI, you got in the shoe, you got to ask the police to flush your toilet from the outside of the cell. You can't flush the toilet from the inside. So if you got a cell in, you got to use the bathroom and the police ain't walk around yet, you don't get a courtesy flush, my dude. You see how real this get over here? Let's go, right? I'm getting a jewel in that, right? So you already understand we're in a controlled environment, right? In the street, your mouth can start a problem. In prison, your mouth can become a problem. Silence ain't weakness. Remember that. Sometimes silence is survival. The phone call home can break a man. You pick up the phone, you call home, you feeling good. I can't wait to hear my baby voice. I can't wait to hear my mama voice, my brother voice, my sister voice. Let me tell you something real, Ryan. That first real phone call home can break you because now you got to hear pain in their voice because they miss you. And they're so relieved to hear your voice, but they can't hide the pain. Not read it, not imagine it, hear it. Your mother trying to be strong. Your family trying not to cry. People asking if you're okay when everybody knows you're not okay. And you got to answer from behind the wall with the phone in your hand. A time limit on the call. Officers around you, men listening, noise in the background, and pain in your throat. You want to say everything, but time runs out. The phone cuts off, and you're sitting there staring at the phone like, what the? And now the silence come back even harder. But you gotta add the weight of that to the conversation. And the jewel in that is prison does not just cut off freedom. It cuts off conversations. It puts a timer on love. It makes goodbye feel like a locked door. So you understand that. It puts a timer on your love. You only have 15 minutes to call home, talk to your girl, talk to your kids, and whoever else in the family is dead. I had 2 phone calls a month up in ADX. 2 15-minute calls a month. So I had to talk to everybody in one 15-minute call. Now, let's go back to Karmelo Anthony's mother, Ron, because y'all really have to understand, say a prayer for her, and rest in peace to Austin Metcalf's and my condolences to the family. But Karmelo Anthony's mother, his mother's pain will visit him in the cell. A mother's pain travels. It goes through walls, it goes through steel, it goes through phone lines, it goes through silence. When a young man sits in a cell, he may hear his mother's voice, even when she's not there. He may see her face when he closes his eyes. He may remember her warnings, her prayers, her tears, her love, her fear. And that pain hits different. That hits different. Because a mother can love you, but she cannot serve the time with you. She can visit, she can pray, she can cry, but she cannot open those doors. That is what you call helpless pain. And helpless pain cuts deep. Now, let me give you the jewel in that round. Before you risk your freedom, remember your mother has to live with your choice too. A mother can carry you as a baby, but she can't carry your sentence. And I'm sure you don't want her to do that. So over here, Unique Mecca Audio, we're telling you all back up, get out of it, it's not worth it. The other family's pain is in the room too. Austin Metcalf's family's pain is also going to be doing the bid with this young man. And we can't tell this story like only one family hurts, because both families hurt. That would be wrong. That would be dishonest. That would be incomplete. There is another family living with loss, living with absence, living with memories, living with a chair that someone no longer sits in, living with a voice they no longer hear, living with pain that no court date can fix. So day two is not just his pain, it's everybody's pain crashing down on him. One family is facing prison, one family is facing grief, and the lesson is brutal. Nobody wins. When a moment destroys two homes. Let me just give you the jewel, Ryan, because I'm getting a little emotional over here. One bad moment can build two different prisons. One made of steel, one made of grief. The system don't care about your tears. This is the scary part. The system keeps moving. Whether you cry or not, whether your mother cries or not, whether you regret it or not, whether you're scared or not, count still happens. Doors still close. Officers still walk. Court still moves. Paperwork still moves. The calendar still moves. But your life feels frozen still. This is torture. The world keeps spinning while you sit still. People outside go to work. Kids go to school. Families eat dinners. Couples go on dates. Holidays come. Birthdays pass. And you're in the same place. We're in the same prison uniform, waiting on laundry day. Now, the jewel in that is a prison is watching the world move, right? Prison is watching the world move while your life stands still. Freedom is not just outside air. Freedom is being able to move with time. Pride does not know how to do time. I keep telling the youth, pride is a terrible driver. I mean, I just don't get it. Oh, y'all not listening? Anger is a terrible driver. Ego is a terrible advisor, and the crowd is a terrible witness, because when it all goes bad, pride disappears, anger cools off, ego gets quiet, the crowd goes home, but the consequences stay. That's why you cannot let pride make life decisions. Pride will push you into a moment, then leave you there alone. Pride would tell you, don't back down. But pride would not visit you in that prison. Pride would not send you money. Pride would not hold your mother's hand. Pride would not raise your children. Pride would not give you your years back. Just remember that. Make sure y'all hit that like button and hit the comment and all that and give me a hype, whatever you need to do to get this message out. All right, let's keep it moving because we riding. And I want to give you all a round of applause. Thank you for the likes and comments in advance. That last video finally got back to where it needed to be from the love that it got from you. Make sure you cop the merchandise under the video shop tab in the bottom, the merchandise in the bottom under the video tab at the bottom. I done been on here 36 minutes and I'm having fun. Y'all having fun? Put in the comments. If y'all want to go. Get the hell off the channel. But if you want this wisdom and jewels, you stay here and enjoy the ride because you're always welcome. All right, now the jewel. Pride will start the fire, then watch you burn alone. Anger is 5 minutes. Sentence can be forever. Day 2 is when the street disappears. Remember that. This is the part nobody wants to say. The street does not fit in a cell. Your reputation does not fit in a cell. Your followers do not fit in a cell. Your likes do not fit in a cell either. Your old image don't fit there. The street talks big outside. None of that matters. But the system talks louder inside. The street says, stand on business. The system says, stand for count. The street says, be tough. The system says, be property. Be sweat equity. The street says, they know who you are. The system says, here's your number. That is the exchange. Name for a number, freedom for custody, image for uniform, choices for orders. Remember that. Now, the jewel for that is the street gives you a name, the system gives you a number, and that number does not care who you used to be. The psychological pain is the real sentence. People think prison is only the building. Nah, prison is mental, prison is emotional, prison is spiritual, prison is psychological. The bars hold your body, but the thoughts hold your mind. You start thinking about time different. 1 hour feels long, 1 day feels heavy, 1 week feels endless, 1 month feels like a war. And when years get mentioned, your chest gets tight. Because years are not numbers. Years of birthdays, years of holidays, years of funerals, years of children growing, years of mothers aging, years of chances disappearing, years of life moving without you. That's what you want. Time is prison. Time in prison is not counted by days. It's counted by everything you miss. A sentence is not just years. It's life passing without permission. The real monster is regret. Fear is bad, shame is bad, loneliness is bad, regret is bad. Regret is a monster. Regret waits until the lights go out. Regret waits until the noise fades. Regret waits until nobody's watching. Then regret starts talking to you. You should have walked away. You should have stayed calm. You should have thought first. You should have listened. You shouldn't have brought the knife. You should have just left. You should have chosen your future. And that voice does not stop easy, because regret knows your truth. It knows what you ignored. It knows what you felt. It knows what you did not think about. It knows what the moment costs. That's why prevention matters, because regret is the teacher. But it charges too much. Regret teaches you real lessons, but the tuition is too high. Learn before the sale, not after the doors close. To each young person watching, listen to me and listen to me well. This is not entertainment. This is not a movie. This is not a game. This is not a tough talk contest. This is a warning. The streets are real, but the prison is realer. You can walk away. You can breathe. You can step back. You can leave the scene. You can call somebody. You can choose silence. You can choose your mother. You can choose your future. You can choose your own bed. You can choose waking up free. Don't let a crowd convince you to crash your whole life away. Don't let a moment turn you into a headline. Don't let pride either borrow years from your future. Please do not let pride borrow years from your future. Walking away may feel small, but waking up free is big. The strongest man is the one who can leave before it's too late. Now, let me give you the final word. I know you're ready for this old black man to get up off here, right? So let me give you the last final word. Right? Is the one who can leave before it's too late. Day one is intake, man. That's where we left off. Day one is intake. Day two is impact. Day one strips your outside image. Day two strips your inside comfort. Day one takes you here. Day two takes your peace. Day one puts you in the system. Day two introduces you to the weight of it. And that's why this message matters. Not to shame anybody, not to mock anybody, not to celebrate anybody's pain, but to warn the youth. Because every headline was once a human being. Every case was once a moment. Every prison number was once a name. Every sentence started with a decision. So choose different. Think before you regret. Walk before you crash. Live before you lose. Because freedom is fragile. The door does not have to close for you to learn the lesson. Learn from the story so you do not have to become one. Shorts ready to clip. Day one shocks you. Day two studies you. Prison pain is waking up and realizing yesterday was not a nightmare. The street gives you a name. The system gives you a number. Pride is a terrible lie. I mean, I don't even know what else to say to y'all because I'm doing my best. You know, I'm doing my best. And I don't know if y'all got this, man, but I've been on here long enough. Let me get up out here, man. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Dropped the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be whoring uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours, so we can give back to the.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Hey!